But look at what we have here. A tiebreaker. I'm Fear Agent. Join me today, Frostbite 3030. How's it going, man?
I'm doing great.
Don't forget your push to talk.
All right. Yeah, dude, I got the volume turned up on the restream, so it's like my own voice is echoing my head. It feels like I'm losing my mind even more than normally, but I'm really looking forward to this race. Tiebreaker hype. They each went 1-1 against each. What could you ask for?
I know this is great. An extra race. We have a billion races this season, and why not add one more to it?
Yeah, exactly. I'd just like to report to chat that not only did I have the sound from the Restream channel in my ears, I also had the sound from the Twitch stream, so I was hearing 3-time Frostbite. That's even normally more schizophrenic than I am, but I'm super hyped for that.
Yeah, I mean, we got two of the best runners in the game playing for first place. So both of these teams finished their division tied with one loss. And their only loss was to each other in Spoilers Key Sanity Co-op. So here we are doing a tiebreaker, and you see the mode there is Ambrosia, which is standard. They have a sword. They'll get that boots hint right at the beginning, and we'll be off to the races.
Yep, exactly. Also with the Ambrosia mode, it slightly alters the dungeon logic to ensure that there will be a sort of a non-dungeon item on the boss. It'll be an item, but not necessarily a good item, which is really cool when it comes to routing some of the dungeons where there's like a, sort of the second to last check is kind of annoying, like in, say, Eastern Palace or Ice Palace. And a lot of the times you just don't even have to even think about whether you want to make that check in the
yeah. So normally a tiebreaker race is just an open mode, but I spoke to the commissioner and he approved this, so we're good to go. And boots are in Misery Mire. Yuck.
See, I'm already thinking if, I'm not sure if Furaime can hover. I know they can do basically everything else, but if I'm placing zer0rush, I see required hookshot.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this standard escape, always fun, really popular with the NMG runners. They can show off their hot tech and beat me by 15 minutes in escape and then build on that throughout the rest of the race. But I see Furaime's gone back to the Plague Knight sprite. Obviously, I super approve of this. zer0rush as an NMG runner, sticking with that vanilla Link sprite. And 100 rupees off the bat is really nice. They're obviously not needing to look for bombs like you would in a normal escape, even though the guards are so generous as
dropping bombs right away. So now they just go.
Yeah, absolutely. I suspect neither of these runners... Oh yeah, they got the boots hint. They don't have the boots. I'm so used to playing the boot start season mystery and stuff like that. Yeah, I'll learn how this works.
Yeah, they do need bombs. They do need a bomb, correct. They don't have the boots yet. We know that the boots are in Misery Mire, Frost.
Yeah, man, I always do this when it's one of the reasons why I disliked hints is because I'll get a hint, they'll be like, oh, this thing's there, and in my brain it's like, oh, I got the boots, and it's like, no, you don't.
Right. So we're going to see about, for the next, 5 minutes, just pretty standard escape.
Yeah, I guess it's slightly different in that you won't have that boomerang early on to sort of do a little bit of tech to boomerang a couple of the keys to save those frames, but, I'm sure it won't cost these runners that much. Super rich seed already, 400 rupees. Zora confirmed nothing.
So, what do you think about Ambrosia?
I don't know. I feel like I like it, but then when I get a bad seed, I don't like it. So I think that probably means that it's a good mode.
Yeah, I feel like, in theory, I think it's a great idea. In what happens in every Ambrosia seed I have, I feel like makes me hate the mode.
Yeah, exactly. I like that it adds some variance into the game.
Sure.
So, for example, if you get a hint that says the boots are in Misery Mire, do you go to Misery Mire right away without the Cane of Samari to try and get them out? Probably won't save you enough time if there's nothing else there, if you can't see the dungeon, but what if there is something else there? Other times when it's on Death Mountain or in the Dark World or wherever, you can end up with those same sort of choices as to, do I rush the boots or do I, make sort of the normal strategy I would do as I'm running, because in my experience, whenever I try and rush the boots, it never works. So
yeah, Yeah, with boots in somewhere like say Skull Woods, that one's usually pretty easy to check because you can check that front. But it always feels bad when you need the fire rod in there in the back. But
Yeah,
like
well,
Misery Mire, you need so many things.
yeah, exactly. But the other thing is with the fire rod in Skullwoods, like you know one of the items if you don't have the fire rod you can't get. So it's like, do you go back there for the one item?
Yeah, that's true. zer0rush rushing through escape.
Yeah, he's built up a nice little lead.
Quick shouts to our tracker today, Dark Diplomat, who's I think the MVP of tracking. He's done 60-something races already for the league, which is just insane. So big shout outs to him today.
That is actually insane, and that is incredible. I tried tracking once, and it was just like I might as well not have even been there. Just have like a sort of chat-based tracker, and it would have been the same thing.
You and I can't even pay attention watching.
Yeah, I literally like stare at the screen and don't even absorb what's happening when I'm looking directly at it. I can't even track my own races properly, and it hurts me so many times. Okay, zer0rush keeping this room lead. Got some really... Oh, I thought he had nice RNG from the snakes, but then that last one decided to put on the brakes right at the last.
Yeah. I mean, this is like a pretty easy escape since we got those bombs just right away with the guard bomb pack. It's like you literally just go as fast as you can. There's no need to farm or anything.
No, exactly.
He's got 7 bombs already.
Well, that's the other thing you can do with it. If specifically with the bomb pack on the green guards, that pack is also the snakes pack. You can develop a significant bomb load in the escape without wasting much time, as zer0rush is showing.
Escape giving us not much yet. We got that powder there.
Oh, you wanted bombs.
Right, and the back not giving us really anything either.
Nope, all it's basically gotten us is no decision made as to whether or not you want to clear escape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Furaime quickly deciding after they pick up that bomb that they're two going to go at the top.
Yeah, save a little bit of time there.
Yeah, exactly.
546 escape. That's so fast. That's
really good.
All right, so we've got probably Kakariko, though someone, you can mix it up. You've got bombs and a sword. You go South Shore. Couple different options.
Exactly. I like to check Lost Woods no matter what in this scenario, just because I feel like it's kind of an annoying check to do after CAC if I save quit out of Sanctuary. So
sure.
I might save quit out of Lost. Wow, Furaime with that hot map check. I saw that there was a pendant in Hera, and then by the time
2 pendants. I think I couldn't tell if it was a green pendant or not, but there's a pendant over in Eastern.
Nice.
And tree pool bombs. I'm not sure which tier we're on, and that might have been 3.
Yeah, it's either 2 or 3.
And a sword already, and this is like easy mode.
Yeah, that's nice. I mean, AGA 1 implications aside.
Oh, sure. Oh, you need a full magic refill? Why don't we just drop that here for you as well?
Yeah, this is crazy.
Alright, so we're going to go into Kakariko, and we've got a lot of checks. And a lot of cash, too. I was really hoping for Desert to be another pendant. I'd love to see a Moon Pearl on pedestal or something.
Yeah, I've still never seen that. I would be wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Got ourselves a Cane of Samaria. With the addition of Icebreaker and Diver Down, I love seeing Cane early.
Yeah, for sure. Kane has added a different level of value since the Icebreaker, Diver Down glitch rulings, and yeah, it just sort of eliminates the decision about whether I want to go to ice or not early for a lot of runners.
Yeah, it's strange. Ice Palace, when you have that Cane of Samara, it just feels so much faster because it is. Jeez, really?
Yeah, this is bananas. Can we get a reroll here?
All right.
I have this theory that Tempered Sword equals Aga, and I don't know if there's any. Oh, now it's definitely Aga.
There's a lamp and a bow. What is this?
Okay,
What
sub 1
is
incoming. Bonta's, does Bonta still have the record in this mode? He might have to look out in this one. No, with the 2 Light World pendants, it's unlikely that they're going to get like an insanely fast time just due to the fact that, you know, the Dark World crystals just simply take longer to.
Sure. So that green pendant is fully in logic now, by the way. And,
yeah.
Oh, you need a bottle, so you don't have to come back to Kakariko to check Sickit. Here, have a bottle right before you check Sickit.
Yeah, like in the optimal location.
Right.
This can't be something. There's no way the
flute
is
going to be flute.
Okay. Yeah, they have a ton of good options now. I kind of like that green pendant Eastern play, simply because you can just get it done. And I mean, obviously, if there's nothing there, it's not required and it's a problem. But you know, I tend to like green pendant as being hot these days because I believe in magic and when it comes to how the randomizer sets items.
Sure. I mean, that is how it works, right? Like, I'm not a computer guy. It's all just magic to me.
I only know what I saw in the last couple of days in the co-op modes and what I experienced in my practices.
Yeah. All right, so library is not there. We're not going to have to come back for that. You know, boots, you know, there's a strong possibility that boots are not required. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like in most seeds, there's like a 50-50, maybe slightly altered a little bit away whether boots are required or not. Now, of course, if you run into them, they just save you time. But whether or not they're required is a different story.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they do only block a few locations, obviously, some worse than others. It looks like both runners going to make the decision to go South Shore, which I feel is probably the safe play.
Yeah, you got a ton of items here, and I mean, as appealing as Green Pendant Eastern is, I don't know how actually appealing it is.
Well, yeah, and this is a 1v1 race, so you're not necessarily looking to make that enormous brain play to beat 30 other good runners, right? You're kind of wanting to make I don't want to say safe or cautious play, but like this is a smart.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it might be safe and cautious, it's also the most sort of high-dense item location play.
I mean, we're still missing 3 items for Dark World at this point.
Well, I mean, they're missing the Moon Pearl for Dark World in my estimation at this point, because they're going to be doing that Aga, it feels like, in this scene.
You think so?
Yeah, I would be really surprised if it wasn't. I mean, it always can happen, but...
Oh, so we got a little bit of divergence. Frame is going to go check out Akina here. I think he must have been talking to Boyne before this race.
Yeah, exactly.
There's that cape. Hey, just in case you weren't sure if this was an Agassiz or not.
Yeah, I'm going the other way and feel like it's too much bait this time, and it's trying to fool me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say like that cape is like a nice safety, but these runners already got 6 Hearts Blue Mail and Tempered Sword. I feel like if they wouldn't pick up another safety for the rest of the run if they knew where they were.
100%, yeah.
Well, I guess Furaime hasn't got the Blue Mail yet, but he'll be getting it.
Yeah, he'll get it. Yeah, he'll get it really soon here. And just a piece of heart shows why you skip out on Agina's cave.
Yeah, definitely not a check I like to do, but I mean, I kind of like the people that do it as a consistent.
Yeah, when it pays off, it really pays off.
Yeah, it's a really good like game theory play, because if you get I just like to try and make plays where if I get the item, it's significantly earlier than I feel like my opponent got it. If I'm going to make a big play like that, or a sort of time intensive play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wish I had a bomb counter going to see how many bombs these runners have each earned in this seed, because I feel like it's going to be
It's a
100.
ton. Yeah.
If I'm going to bleed a little bit of time in Mini Moldorm Cave there, not because they executed it poorly, but because they had to take a little safer strat with those, with the 2 hearts. It's sneaky how quickly you can get bumped off the ledge and into the hole on 2 hearts and have a real feels bad man.
All right, Saha's closet contains what?
I'm not sure I would have came here first, to be honest.
Garbage. It contains a bunch of garbage.
Because I would be going into Eastern Palace with the intention of full clearing it here regardless of the scenario, and I just would have gone to Saha's closet after.
Well, yeah, especially since we know that... Here's the thing, like, you didn't have the glove, right? So you got to walk by it anyways. So I don't know.
Yeah, but you know the boss has an item, and I feel like, even say you get like the Moon Pearl in the map chest, are you gonna nope out at that point? I mean, I don't even know that I would. And God, I like to nope out of dungeons after finding items and hurt myself by doubling back.
And so it looks like Furaime is going to be doing some fake flippering here. No Moon Pearl, so we can't check the waterfall chest, but he can do Hobo. We got enough money for Zora, and with that bow and an assortment of bombs, we can do some fake flippering if we need to get that ledge item.
Yeah, we'll see if they even go up and do the hobo. I'm not a big fan of the hobo check just because it's so slow, but I also kind of feel like if you're going to commit to the fake flipper, you might as well do it to the extent to which you can, and it looks like he is going to do it.
Yep. This might be like thinking that it's an Agaseed and trying to circumvent that a bit.
Yeah, I feel like, and I feel like when you get 500 rupees and you're at the Ice Rod Caves, the sort of instinct to get that Zora check out of the way is pretty strong, especially since if there is an item on the ledge, they can still get it. Even though they might be isolating the Waterfall Ferry, that is the easiest of the 4 locations to double back to, I guess. 3 locations, one having 2 items.
Yeah. So Hobo living large despite living under a bridge.
Yeah, clearly a lifestyle choice, not a financial decision that made him go.
Yeah, I mean, if you just got 300 cash just to drop to you for free, things are going pretty well. Have we seen an item? Did he get both items already? He must have, because he's skipping everything else.
Yeah, you'd think I would know, but I have absolutely no clue. I feel like it doesn't seem like he did.
That's what I thought. I mean, I saw a big key and a compass, and then I guess $50. So he's only got 1. So he's leaving an item. He didn't open the big chest. That's wow. I mean, obviously that's clearly a mistake. We'll see if it actually affects things or not.
Oh, Zora with the classic scan.
Yeah. So we're gonna get an item here. It is $20. So there is still 1 item that he left, which is interesting. And Furaime, sans Moon Pearl, sans hammer, sans glove, says, "I'm going Aga."
This is bold. I love it. I'd like it a lot more if they had the mirror.
Yeah. So, what's strange about this seed, right, is just the boomerang for the green pendant. So, okay, so what is Moon Pearl on Pyramid?
Like, is it only? Are we down to Pyramid and the chest that zer0rush gift in Eastern?
Yes, I'm pretty sure that's it. Because once we get to the Dark World, we have nothing. There's nothing to do in the Dark World. I guess we could find the flute, maybe. I mean, there's a couple of different items that
hammer.
Yeah.
I'm always a fan of
what does hammer unlock? What would hammer unlock?
The powder.
Oh, jeez.
I'm always a fan of Aga, when you have to do Aga not to get the moon pearl in the pyramid, but you have to get some stupid item off the pyramid to go get your moon pearl, like a bottle, but that obviously isn't the case this time, or the flute, or some other thing like that.
Man, that was just a huge mistake by Zero to skip that item, because I mean we're down to 2 items here that we know of.
Well, yeah, and I wonder. I mean, I for their sake, I hope it's not the thing, because it comes down to one of those things where it's like you might not even know what you did, right? So you don't find what you're looking for, and then you're thinking, "Oh man, I don't even know where I have to go."
Insane.
I've never had to pull up my VOD in a non-entrance scenario to figure out what I've.
All right, so I like Big Boots and Zero Rush. If you're rooting for them, you're definitely hoping that item in Eastern that he skipped isn't our progression.
Yeah, I actually, as much as I would tend to normally feel like it would be the item and that this is sort of the wrong play, with the Aga bait that they got, I tend to think that they might luck out from this. We'll find out in between 60 and 90 seconds. I literally have no idea how long the Aga 1 fight takes. It's so boring. I can't pay attention to it.
Yeah. I usually multitask during it.
Yeah. I thought we were done with Aga Tower after this All Dungeons co-op week too.
All right, so if you're just joining us, this is a tiebreaker race. Both of these teams finished with only 1 loss in their division, and they are playing for a first round bye. So whoever wins this race gets to have the week off, and whoever loses this race is the number 2 seed in which division are they in? Hyrule Cast? No, Kakariko, I think.
Dude, I have no idea.
They're in one of the Light World divisions, Kakariko, and they will face off against the Spoilers, I believe.
I unfortunately did not have time to do research before this match. I sat down and jumped right into it.
I know. I mean, you think I would know at this point, but
dude, there's so many teams. Just even trying to keep track of your own division or the divisions around you is challenging. And
yeah. So Frost, what's going to be on Pyramid?
I don't know. I love the flute. I don't know if you mentioned it or if I heard it in my brain. I feel like flute is what I would love to.
That was a really fast Aga 1. At least it seemed fast to me. Oh, it's Eastern. Anything. Oh no. Well.
Yeah, this is rough for Zero Rush.
Let's see how long it takes for him to figure it out.
I feel at this point, you almost, he knows he skipped a chest in Eastern, right? He has to, right? Mm-hmm. I would feel like you're more likely to think that than I didn't pick up, the NPC in Mini Moldorm game or something like that, right? Right.
Now, he's been everywhere. I imagine he'll hightail it back to Eastern right after this. All right, so Furaime going to pick up his trash here, and then we're going to find out. It's got to be Moon Pearl, right? It's going to be Moon Pearl. Or
yeah.
I guess it could be flute, but
yeah,
with that bow, I feel like with the bow makes me think that it's going to be Moon Pearl with a bunch of trash in a pod.
Yeah, and I mean, it could be like it's almost likely to be a pseudo Moon Pearl, even if it's not the Moon Pearl. You get a fetch quest like the flute, which is basically a fetch quest at this point, or like the mushroom or something. But you know, everyone who's played this enough has had that seed where they leave like one chest and do Aga, and they find the glove, and then the other glove is in the back of Escape, which obviously doesn't qualify here. But and then the hammer's on Death Mountain or something, and you're just like, yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
But it feels like it's going to be the Moon Pearl, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it could be a lot of different things. Like flute would unlock a couple items. Hammer would unlock the Zero Rush. Let's see how Zero Rush reacts. He picks it up. I could use this. And the old pause of figuring out what did I skip.
Yeah, this is rough.
Yeah, clearly he thought he got all the items out of Eastern, which makes sense. Why he skipped, you know, the big chest and stuff, but sadly he did not. All right, so there's that $50. Next chest will be the big key, and then we'll see if it's in either the big chest or the vanilla big key chest.
Yeah, if it's in the big chest, it's doubly rough.
All right, I think he's put 2 and 2 together and is making his way over.
Good. And he had built up a bit of a lead, which obviously is going to bleed out right now, but I don't think he'll be as far behind as it could have been.
No. Yeah, this could be a lot worse. He figured it out quickly enough to where he's making the right call. And it is the vanilla big key chest.
Yeah, I feel like even the most hardcore big key chest skippers would have a tough time fading it in this spot where you know you're down to 2 item locations and they're both items, and one of them is almost for sure the Moon Pearl. I guess 3 item locations for Furaime with the green pendant turn in afterward.
I mean, once he picks up whatever item it is here, Furaime is gonna probably finish Eastern, right? So he'll take the time to get his boomerang. And then the only thing Furaime's done that Zero hasn't is Hobo and Zora. So
yeah, and
I mean,
they were nothing. So if he puts them off long enough, he might never go back there. And plus, he could just do. Oh, it is the flippers. That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh. That. Oh man.
I think Zero Rush is going to be doing the flipper checks fairly soon instead of fading them for later.
Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious.
So now you know Furaime is annoyed because they just found those flippers after doing that long flipper sequence. Zero Rush is super annoyed because of the Eastern Palace shenanigans. I love it.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, if you wanted some entertainment, you came to the right spot.
So what can we predict it's gonna be the Moon Pearl and Waterfall Fairy, but it's not gonna be. So what's it actually gonna be this time?
Yeah. I like the hammer. I like the hammer there.
If this somehow leads to a train in which Aga was not required, I might die and you might have to find someone from chat to fill in.
That would be great.
It can't possibly happen though.
No, it's probably just gonna be the Moon Pearl, right? And you know it's funny, Furaime did do oh wait, no, he couldn't have got. He didn't have the Moon Pearl, so he couldn't have ancilled
or the
into,
boots, exactly.
Yeah, so I mean he could have fake flippered with the bow, but he wouldn't have been able to get the items in Waterfall Fairy. So
yeah, and Furaime with the best, he just has the best Eastern Palace boss skills. I see, and Rando goes for that quick strat with the stealth shot that I tried to do in practice, and it's just don't even bother you.
All right, so through all of that, through Zero Rush having to double Eastern, we are very close to one another. So
I kind of feel like the double Eastern and the double the Zora area are gonna, to some extent, even each other out.
I mean, it's close enough to where we still have a lot of seed to go. There's, you know, it bottlenecked us here, but
Yeah.
you still have a long ways to go.
Yeah, it's certainly not over, that's for sure. Because you make a mistake like that hurts like this, and you could, in your mind, you feel like, oh my god, I just threw it away this early.
All right, so what's your prediction before we get to the waterfall?
Oh, it's gonna be a Moon Pearl. Like it has to
Pearl.
be.
Yeah.
It'd be crazy if it's not.
It's gonna be the hook shot.
That would be funny. Does that even do anything?
Yeah, it sure does. We got butter. And, oh, we got the Moon Pearl. Wow.
So now this will be interesting as well. I mean, no one's surprised that aggro was required. Do you go to pod or do you go? Oh, they don't have the hook shot. We were just talking about the hook shot. See, like my brain doesn't work like this. You go into pod and you're gonna get what you need.
Yeah. So it'll probably be. My guess is we'll either get we'll get a hook shot in maybe like a hook shot in a glove or something.
Yeah, they don't even need the glove. They can swim around that hook shot to that hook shot clip area, or hook shot, not clip, but river spot. Yeah, it feels like there's going to be multiple items in here just because of that.
I mean, you have no other option. So Meyer is our other pendant, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, that's just super rude. I mean, the one thing the seed has been nice with is giving all that cash, so it's not like they have to scramble to get into pod. That's one of those things that catches up people from time to time. You don't really think about having enough money to go into pod. You do AGA, and it's just like, oh, great. I actually can't do this yet.
You know, beforehand, before we started this race, you know, we were supposed to be an open, but they wanted to do Ambrosia because they wanted boots.
Yeah.
So that's the joke's on them.
Yeah, I think you like if you're gonna not get the boots that are in Meyer. I mean, not that they won't get them. They might have to go in there. It might be viable. You know, PED might be a thing. Whatever the case is, you just rather not know they're in there and just don't find them, right?
All right, so we're not initially bow locked here in pod.
Yeah, pod without the mirror is kind of boring.
The seed, for the lack of decisions, has been pretty entertaining.
Oh yeah, exactly. Just because of the sort of weirdness that's happened.
All right, so we got some bombs as our first item here. So we're not gonna be able to check the vanilla big key chest. Like key there.
It always feels like that is the second item when you get an item on the bridge, because it's by far the most annoying way to have to clear the front of this dungeon, especially without the mirror.
Right.
And then you think, well, do I skip that chest? But then you do, and it ends up being the big key, and then you got to go back to the back to get the big chest again. That I really much prefer to get 2 keys to start it up.
Yeah.
I think I saw zer0rush actually practicing this mimic room on the hack before we started up. See if he can bust out some sweet strats or something.
And he's immediately going bow side too. All right, so that's key number 3. If this is a key, okay, so there could be something in the vanilla big key chest.
Yeah, personally, I don't like to go to the back without the big key, or knowing that the big key is in the back. So I would check that chest first.
Yeah.
But I could totally understand not doing that as.
Yeah.
But I've done that a few times, and it always seems whenever I make that decision that it is the big key there, and it's not the compass in the big chest. It is an item, and it usually isn't an item because you make the decision to go back there, and it ends up burning you. But I think this is the safe play. totally different if you find the big key as your one sort of non-key in the front, because, you know, in worst case scenario, at least you know you can get the big chest. You just go back in afterwards for that big.
It is just another key.
This pod is actually this pod is the worst.
Yeah, this is a really bad pod. Because you don't want to leave, you don't want to isolate that chest, because it could easily be the big key, and then you waste your time with it, and it's just another key. It's just rude.
Yeah, I kind of like zer0rush's routing because of the way this worked out for him.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what would be faster, but without the mirror and with having the death warp, I mean, he also has a death warp, but
yeah. All right, so we got to find something here. Hammer would allow us to clear it, and those turtles not letting Furaime open that chest.
The Kembe Matumbo turtles.
Yeah. All right, that's our last key.
So 2 items left, and then the boss is. I can't even remember what they found on the bow side. It was 2 keys, and then
It was 2 keys.
no, there was 3 keys.
There's 3 more items.
Yeah.
I think there's 3 more items. Yeah.
I think you're right.
We got the big key. There's the compass, the map.
Oh,
okay,
Quake
so there's
is the thing that Furaime left. Yeah.
There has to be something here. We have to have some sort of progression. A glove, a hammer, a hook shot, a flute.
It's gotta be hook shot, I think, right?
Yeah, that's what I think too. All right, there's our big key. There's 1 more item because we know the last item is on the boss. Furaime just getting bullied.
Yeah, they're probably like half setting up a death warp, and then they got a little too enthusiastic. It's so silly because that literally only opens like 2 locations, right?
Yeah, it opens. We got the old man and inside Spectacle Rock. I mean, what a seed!
This is stupid.
Oh man, what a seed!
zer0rush taking no chances. Checking his menu that time to make.
Yeah, make sure I
don't blame him. Don't blame him.
There, yeah. The lack of decision making is what makes this interesting. I mean, there's you go from 1 item to 1 item to 1 item.
Yeah, at some point the seed's gonna have to open up. Like it can't possibly, lead them to Mit's Go mode or something like that at some point. Once they get the Dark World, they'll have choices, but it's like easy to. You kind of have like 2. Do you go Ice Cave or BOO?
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna see the old man rescue, and we're gonna see inside Spectacle Rock. What's your prediction? 2 gloves? Are we gonna get 2 gloves?
I don't even know what to say anymore. Like I feel like we've been calling the hook shot for like 9 straight checks, and it opens by far the most locations. Mirror would be funny.
I want to see mitts. A glove and a glove. So then we can go to Meyer to get our hammer. Oh, I guess 2 gloves just opens up everything, so never mind.
Yeah, exactly. But then you'd still go to Meyer to get your hammer.
Yeah. Oh, there's that hook shot.
So finally, you just keep calling out hook shot every time, and eventually they're gonna find it, right?
Well, that opens up, Death Mountain as well as West Dark World.
Yeah, with it being sort of there on him, if I was thinking about making a play, I'd be tempted to just save quit immediately and go back into the Dark World.
All right, inside Spectacle Rock, we've got just a shield. And Furaime's gonna go check out East Death Mountain.
Oh yeah, for sure. If you're gonna find a shield, it's always nice to find it in a spot where you don't have to pick it up.
Yeah. So I imagine the seed's going to kind of explode from here. We'll get a bunch of different items. We'll probably get a glove, get a hammer soon. And then we'll be off to the races. So we do need the ice rod because Turtle Rock is a crystal. We need a fire source, either a fire rod or bombos for Ice Palace. We're missing the mirror and a hook, a hammer for... Well, there's the mirror. And the fire rod. Whoa.
Okay.
All right.
I would lie. That's really nice. Finding that fire out, especially since you figure you might be hookshotting across and walking past Skull Woods right away, that's really
nice. All right, so we can do Skull Woods now. And nothing else here in the top of Paradox.
Fireman gonna get the spiral cave check done, which I don't blame him for one bit either.
Yeah, you don't want to isolate anything here.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, with as linear of the seed as has been, it's like you don't really want to make too many skips. All right, with Hera being a pendant, you know, that's nice as well. You don't have to worry about heading over there right now. If let's say they open the hammer, would you have made the play over to Hera before doing Spiral Cave?
Probably, yeah, with the hammer. I mean, without I'm not doing Hera right now just because it's so slow to get to. You got to save, quit, and go back over from the other side. It's like essentially the same fixed time no matter one. They're not gaining anything by their location being up here. But if I found the hammer and Paradox Cave, I probably would have just went over there because it's really quick, right? They have the hook shot. If you find an item, you just go kill the boss. You're out of there in 40 seconds. It's not.
Yeah, that's true.
The only downside with this sort of Dark World access is it absolutely is going to still be super linear moving forward.
Yeah.
They're both going to cross the same way. They're both going to go up to Skull Woods, I imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to check a graveyard ledge since you got that mirror.
Yeah, for sure.
Check Bumper Cave, head into Skull Woods. And I guess the real question is, how much of Thieves Town do you want to do? Do you just want to commit to it?
I mean, personally, I would definitely do all of Thieves Town after the village and just hope that the hammer being missing from my inventory doesn't kill me later on. But you know, especially with Ambrosia, you know the last item's going to be on the boss. I feel it gives me a little more confidence to just go for it, even though I guess all it really does is you learn one chest earlier whether you isolated something or not or whatever. But yeah, this graveyard ledge check without the boots or the Titan's Myth is super annoying. Yeah, and as Chad is pointing out, their lack of a glove right now basically means that Catfish is totally isolated.
Yeah, you're never going to go back to check Catfish at this point. We've got desert access now.
Yeah, also the wonderful tablets.
Yeah, that's right. With that mirror, we can check both of them actually.
That would be great if the next progression is on like the Ether tablet. It's like, oh yeah, you got to do Aga to go up the mountain, to go back and walk around just to get the first chest, and then you got to go back up the.
The seed almost feels like punishment.
Yeah, like it almost. I guess oops, sorry. I guess from a runner's perspective, the one thing that I'd be thinking of is like it's so dang linear that like I know I haven't really. I know even though they both made a few choices, they're probably not super happy with. You figure you haven't lost it immediately. You can, you haven't lost to the big brain play is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. All right, so we are playing Ambrosia, which means Mothula has an item. You go straight to the back, right?
I mean, I go straight to the back all the time. Even if it's a pendant, usually, I just go right to the back. It's how I wrote it. But yeah, I think you have to. I don't even think I would check the middle chest with the exception of the fact that they do have the Canis Maria. It makes checking that chest fairly straightforward. Plus, I guess the argument is this might actually be quicker than checking the basement. I mean, it probably is, than checking the bridge chest. And so if you do find the first item here, then you know the second item is the boss and you're good, right? So I like this.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened.
All right, so yeah, there's Ether. There's our first item. Second item is on Moth. Don't have to check anything else. zer0rush actually going into the front now.
Yeah, this is going to cost him a little bit of time. Hopefully this is like the map or the compass in this chest and he just abandons the front. But with that small key, yeah, he's going to go deep.
Nope. It'd be funny if we find Bombos and Ice Rod next, and that would leave the gloves and a hammer as our go mode.
Yeah, all the fringe items are just in the way of actually leading you to what you need, which would be nice. Be a quick... How about go moding 7 crystals? I mean, it's obviously not going to be possible with this scenario.
Oh, nice full magic drop there, but it doesn't really matter because we've got... I forget that we already have Gold Sword.
Yeah, exactly.
This fight is basically free. Yeah, I don't know why Zero chose to do the front first.
I mean, I guess the thinking is, you go and you find a quick item, and then you go straight to the boss, and you skip like the middle chest and you skip all that. But I'm not sure that that's quicker.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't like to. I mean, my main reason for doing the back first is that I don't want to find the big key in the back and still have to go back to the front a second time to get the item. Right? I don't want to double dip the front of Skull Woods if the big key isn't in the front of Skull.
Right.
Probably getting some really awful spike patterns here, though.
Yeah, not even getting really a chance to just go slash him with that sword.
No, you're definitely not happy with that fight, but I mean, maybe they could have got a few more hits in, but that was some really, really nasty spike patterns. They're all going quickly, too.
All right, crystal number 1, 44 minutes in for Furaime. It looks like we're going to get a pedestal check here.
So hammer, is that the only thing it could be? Oh, I guess it could be that bombos if he needed to.
Ice Rod.
Oh yeah, Ice Rod. We're missing a bunch of chunks still.
It's nothing. All right, so Skullwoods gives us that Ether Medallion, though we don't know if we need that or not. So now we head to the Village of Outcasts, and I feel like we'll probably see... Well, we'll definitely see him dip into Thieves Town. We'll see how much he wants to complete.
Yeah, they don't have a whole lot of great options after Thieves Town. Obviously, Hype Cave is still remaining, and sort of the South Dark World checks, the 3 of them that they have access to right now. You know, I guess it depends how many items you find in the front of Thieves Town and what your sort of go-to play is, but I'd be really tempted to just knock it off right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a crystal. You know you're going to have to do it at some point. The other thing I'm thinking is if, like, you know, I'm realizing that there's a pretty significant chance I'm not going to be getting the boots in this, so I'm not going to be routing with sort of in the back of my mind hoping that I can do things later on quicker if I run into the boots, because I basically am assuming I'm not getting them at this. I mean, I'd be happy if I ended up running into them, but I don't, like, I feel like Mire is a terrible play at this point. You know the boots is one item, blocks 2 or 3 things. If it's required for desert, that's different. But otherwise, you know, you're banking on the second item being required.
Yeah. I mean, the route so far is pretty laid out. You know, you've Village of Outcasts, Thieves Town, south to Hype Cave, and then Bombos Tablet. And then from Bombos Tablet, you could jump into Desert. Yeah,
I think that's exactly what I would do. I'd be thinking about going to Desert just to find out that boots information, because, you know, you always have boots on the mind in this mode, because you know kind of where they are. And
all right, so Village of Outcasts just giving us that half magic, which is, you know, I'll take it, but...
Yeah, maybe if I'd had gotten it before I had 4 swords, it would be a little more viable.
Right, yeah. All right. So there's that key. So that means we could find the hammer here in.
I know some people don't like to go to the back when they find the small key. I actually kind of think about it the exact opposite way. If I find the small key, I want to go to the back because then the thing I'm looking for can actually be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, this could be a hammer on blind scenario.
Hammer on blind Mitsun big chest, please. Yeah. I actually had that happen exactly one time in my thousands of seeds playing this game. Hammer on blind Mitsun big chest of DD.
Oh, jeez. All right, so there's first of 3 items here in Thieves Town, with one more being on blind for sure.
Yeah, and that was the only item in the front. I don't even feel like this is a choice at this point. Mm-hmm. It takes so long to go back around the world without boots, without a legitimate access.
Yeah, because the only Dark World access we have right now is through the Hyrule Castle portal.
And at that point, you're basically betting that what I need isn't here, and I will get Dark World access before I have to come back here. Which, I mean, isn't a crazy bet. I mean, it is only 3 items versus 10 or whatever it is left elsewhere.
Right. All right, so if you're just joining us, let's do a recap. I'm Fair Agent, joined by Frostbite 3030. We are in a tiebreaker race between I Like Big Boots and Kinda Randy Retired, who finished top of their division with only 1 loss apiece, and of course the loss was to each other in the spoiler co-op Key Sanity race. Each team took a game that race, a match that week. This is the final day of the regular season of the ALTTPR League Season 2. Tomorrow we start the playoffs.
Playoff hype.
So that's going to be a good time. Team Kappa in the playoffs. First place in Lostwood Division, so you won't see us this week. We're taking a week off. Fendra and our Drifters, where are they at?
You think I'd know. No, we finished first in our division as well. We were lucky enough to, funny enough, the only person that lost, throw him under the bus, Jet, got farmed by Jay Meisher in the first week, and then we cleared it out from there. We're really happy with how we played to some extent, and really happy with how lucky we got in the matches where we didn't play well. Everything sort of broke our way, and looking forward to taking a week off, probably play some free enterprise seeds, let Rando go on my brain for a minute, and then come back strong next week with our match against whoever wins sort of the 2-3 match in our division.
Yeah. That Jay Meisher Jet match is available on SpeedGaming's YouTube channel, and I recommend everybody watch it because it's a great one.
Oh yeah, fantastic. I mean, I didn't like how it ended up, but if I was a neutral, I would have loved watching it.
Sure. The loser of this match will be playing this week against the Spoilers. They will be the 2 seed, so the way it works out is there's a second item. So the last item is on blind, by the way.
Yeah, we knew that.
So we've got Pendant of Wisdom, Pendant of Courage, Pendant of Power, and they'll be facing off against each other this week. I don't know which one's doing which, but it's all on the website.
Yeah, I don't even really know how the playoffs work. I gotta give a shout out to Furaime for gaining a second on Zero by remembering they didn't have the glove. It is so easy to just rush yourself back up to that block. zer0rush, to his credit, only took like a small jag outside of his line and corrected, but that is something that I seem to do every time, and it's just like, you make the same mistake a handful of dozens of times and you think you'd learn, but...
That's a scripted fight here from Furaime. No problems. What are we going to get? It's going to be the hammer, isn't it? Thieves Town is empty.
Absolutely nothing.
The good thing is, don't got to come back, so that's nice.
It's like they're just last locating every item that they need to find.
For sure.
And I don't even feel like there's I guess you could have maybe avoided the flipper's last location. But what are you going to do? Just skip Skullwoods and Thieves Town and go straight to Hype Cave? That's absolutely insane.
Yeah. So here's a question for you, Frost. We've got that mirror. We've got those flippers. Do you dip into Swamp Palace at this point? After Hype Cave, of course.
Probably. I don't really like to make that play unless it's like some weird scenario where I've somehow gotten there without going to the dam yet, and I'm doing that dam check anyways. So I'm sort of doing the flooding, and I'm going in is sort of already, the time is sunk, I'm coming back no matter what. But with what they have left, I would probably do Hype Cave first, and then Bombos, and then Swamp before going up to Tower of Hera, because I think that's the only checks they have remaining, unless I'm forgetting about something. Yeah. I guess they have Hera plus Ether Tablet.
Yeah, what's funny is that's probably where our progression is. Probably glove and hammer in Hera.
Yeah, I guess
there's nothing, man. There's nothing out here.
Can we just get a spoiler on this to see if there actually are items in this seed? I don't know if that's possible. Yeah, I feel like if you find like the glove,
this isn't gonna work for Amy.
Yeah, he was successful in Thieves Town, unsuccessful on the overworld.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you found something here, the glove, the hammer, I feel like I might leave Swamp and go right to Hera. But if these checks are all nothing, I feel like you almost have to check the first chest in Swamp.
Yeah. Hype Cave's got to be hype, right?
Yeah,
this is going to be a hype cave.
Throwback version 16 Hype Cave. Not that I was even around then, or even have any idea what versions were hype in Hype Cave. It got named it somehow.
Yeah, starts hype with $20 and 10 arrows. Oh, there's our hammer. And our glove, jeez.
Oh, I was hoping it was going to be 2 gloves. Okay, so that's the answer.
All right, so Swamp is on the table for sure now.
Yeah, I would just go straight there.
Yeah. Mit's prop would be my guess as to where our Swamp is where I'd imagine Mit's being at this point.
Yeah, I mean, strangely enough, getting both the hammer and the glove there, it didn't open like a whole heck of a lot of locations.
Right, it gives us easier Dark World access. It does give us access to Swamp Palace.
Yeah, the back of Swamp. Is that literally it, though?
We could get the item off of Helmasaur. Helmasaur King.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
But I mean, that's one item at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely trying to do that. Although, I mean, the argument could be made if you feel like you're not going to get the boots, you're not going to find an item to make getting back there fast. Yeah.
Yeah, boots, I think for both of the runners, boots are the last thing on their mind.
Oh, yeah,
because,
sure.
They got it. They know where they are. They're in Mire. They know they're not skipping them somewhere. And there's nowhere to skip. I mean, this seed has been one of the most linear seeds I've ever seen.
No, a nice compass to start off Swamp Palace. So if you're inclined to do left side first ever, this would probably be a scenario where I consider.
All right, so what are we looking for go mode? We need the mitts, we need the ice rod, and we might need bombos.
Yep.
We found two medallions early, so you'd think we'd have access to Turtle Rock at this point once we get those mitts. But of course, it's going to be the one we don't have.
It is crazy uncanny how often you have 2 medallions and the one you need is the one you don't have.
Mm-hmm.
I especially noticed it doing a bunch of co-op practice this week where medallions are certainly one of the needed items where you might not go for them right away. How many times you're just like, oh, I'll leave that Ether Medallion in Ice Rod Cave and just hope I don't ever need it. And then it's like, oh yeah, by the way, Ether is Mire, you gotta go back to Ether. So let's see what's in the south chest. Maybe if either runner decides to go full clear first time.
I think you go to the back. I don't think you go left.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not a big fan. I mean, it's different in sort of your key sanity modes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to never go to the left side first, especially since I can't do diver down on that side, so it's not like I'm
you can't?
No, I use the strat that Furaime is using in this room, and then I'll use the bomb strat in this room, but I haven't bothered to learn the pixel alignment in the other one. At some point, I guess I'll get around to it.
And there's red mail because of course there is. So it's 2 of the 6 items here, I think. 3. We've got 3 so far. So there's one item, at least one item on the left-hand side. We know that because of the compass. I'm an idiot. There's our ice rod.
Okay, now this is going to be nice for them now.
So mitts. Oh, and zer0rush actually is going left.
Yeah, I feel like there's certain runners that if they find a compass or map in the first chest, at least you know you're not going to get that hot map compass left-hand side, which is like the worst feeling ever. But yeah, I feel like I'm more of a I'll take my chance.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, right?
This is going to be mitts on Argus here.
On Argus here?
Yeah, we're like go mode.
Yeah, that's the thing, even though, like, because the one thing you'd sort of be ducking are the boots at this point, but they know where they are and they'll know if they need them. I mean, minus the GT scenario, which, I mean, that never happens.
Yeah, great Argus right there from Furaime.
Yeah, really clean.
All right, so it is just one item here. Either left side. Yeah, so I guess we need the big key.
Yeah, I believe the big key is back here as well.
Or locked in. Yeah. And Furaime's gonna skip it out, so this could be the decider here. Either way, because if it's nothing, it's more time lost for zer0rush, and it is nothing.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll figure out a scoring system next league to take into account things like total rupees at the end of the seed to adjust time.
Sure.
But at this point, it doesn't help.
All right, not the tablet there. The animation for when that Plague Knight grabs the item that falls down is hilarious.
So good. I mean, I like the game Shovel Knight, but the reason I use the Plague Knight sprite is because of some of the animations and the fact that just if they ever pick up a shield, just look how they carry the shield.
Mm-hmm. On the tip of its nose.
Yes, there is no hands involved.
Yeah.
So for I'm doing this cleanup of pod, I kind of like this. They know basically at this point they're not getting the boots unless they're required. And if the item is here, you're in go mode. And he knows it's an item and he has to do it.
Yeah, it beats having to possibly double desert. We don't know if we can clear desert or not yet. No, we can get the item here, so...
Yeah, I feel like desert would be my next play, because then I want to know if I have to go into mire as early as possible. Now, the other argument would be you can just sort of do desert once you can get the boots, but, the glove could also be in desert, right? So...
Oh, yeah.
Although, I guess that's... I mean, they don't have a lot of likely spots left at this point in my brain.
Yeah. Titan's mitts are probably sitting with catfish, if you ask me.
Yeah, that would be probably the worst location.
It's so close to the 0 cycle.
Yeah, I think he just got the empty cycle, which, I mean, I'd say is super annoying, except I never kill him that fast to get that.
Yeah. Alright, so zer0rush is going to check out Bobo's tablet here, and then we'll see where he wants to go. He might take that dip into desert.
Yeah, I mean, with the flute, you can always get back there, but I mean, I'm always like, oh, I'm here, even though if it doesn't really make sense. Let's check it out. I mean, because they don't really have a whole heck of a lot of spots left.
No. Still have that Eastern play, or excuse me, the Hera play up on the mountain, of course.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably the second least appealing play after Catfish.
Yeah. Alright, so he is going to jump over to desert, and we're going to get a Helmasaur King fight from
Wouldn't it be funny if
so.
it's just Wouldn't it be funny if it's just sitting here right on the ledge?
Like that would be, yeah, it would be good. All right, the big question is desert going to be locked by the boots?
I think it is.
I'm going to go the opposite. I think we can clear desert. Helmet drops $20. Gets us a crystal. Not the answer, though.
It's like, will they get all of the non-myths dungeons cleared before they find the myth?
Yeah. And it is. Boots are required today. Just as I predicted.
Hey, dude, no one remembers anything on the internet.
All right, so zer0rush going to finish on pod. Makes sense. Frame, go check out desert. And then we have Hera Catfish.
I think that's it.
Hera Catfish Ether Tablet.
Yep.
Interesting. What an interesting seed. Thanks everyone for joining us today in our first race on the last day of the regular season of the ALTTPR League. Hope you're all enjoying it. Lots of races today. Some big ones. There's a Pug Trio Clown Parade double header that's going to determine the division are they in. Whatever division they're in.
Is that Lake Hylia division? Am I actually
Lake
getting that
Hylia.
right?
I think you're right. So you don't want to miss that one. That one's going to be huge.
Yeah, you got Andy and Weighty Words on one team versus Shireen and Dracaris on the other team. It's going to be a crazy good matchup.
And it's going to be here on SpeedGaming 2 at 4:10, and then right after it'll be game 2. So if you literally just stay on SpeedGaming 2 all day, you're going to be set, because we've got Guardians of the Galaxy Brain versus Forfeiters Are Us coming up after this, and then that Pug Trio Clown Parade doubleheader, and then the last game of the regular season, Utane Clan versus Third Strongest Mole. So SpeedGaming 2 is the channel to be if you want last day league action.
And of course, Furaime has figured out a location that we had forgotten about, the powder. They did get it in Escape, I believe.
Yeah, it sure was. Catfish, man. It's catfish.
It's just such a terrible check.
Yeah, it's just the rudest place to put the gloves, or the mitts.
I feel like you might be right. I mean, it's only a 1 in 4 chance, I think, at this point, but...
I mean, you do it last, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like you can check these 3 checks just as quickly as the single check at Catfish, so... I mean, it might be a little bit longer, because this mountain climb isn't quick either, but it is, of course, 3 times the potential value. Man, it's just like, can we just get these guys some boots? I mean, I know where they are, but this is getting...
It is. It's pretty funny.
It's like, just get your steps in, walk around the world. How about a couple mountain climbs?
Yeah. All right, so we're going to take a look at the Ether Tablet first.
Yeah, for sure.
And what rains down? $20. And zer0rush gets his 20 from Helmasaur. So here we go into Hera, and of course the worst spot for the last item to be in here would be the big chest and the big key being in the basement, of course.
Oh yeah, and of course I think Chad pointed out that Spike Cave is also an option that is still on the
Oh
table.
right, yeah, that's right. All right, so unlikely basement.
I mean, if it's an item, I feel like you have to go in for it, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, yeah. There's only so few items or locations that are remaining, so you wouldn't want to have to climb all the way back up.
Nice Terrapot bootsless lineup by Furaime using the Dragpot method.
So no one item is on Moldorm. The other item is not opened yet. Okay, there it is. Green.
Okay, I got no basement. That's nice.
Yeah, basement's dead. So the real difference in this race is zer0rush for getting that item in Eastern.
Basically, is what it's come down to. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, again, the seed has been so linear.
Yeah, there just really hasn't been an opportunity to make a reasonable play because the catfish play I don't feel is reasonable.
No.
And that's really the only play he could have made. He could have skipped powder, but I feel like you'd much rather check the powder than get this stuff.
Of course, the mids are on Moldorm. Okay. So now the question remains: what do we need to get into Mire? What do we need to get into Turtle Rock? Because we do have to get into Mire to get those boots.
Yeah, for sure.
Eastern is full clearable. And we're going to find out. We're going to check out what Mire is here. Sooner rather than... Okay, so we can get the boots. And it's not just a case of like, oh, I want the boots an hour in, let's go get them. We do need those for Desert Palace, so they are required.
Yeah, exactly.
And I guess the last question that remains is, do we need bombos for Turtle Rock? Because I'd kind of want to just go mode everything out. Like, well, I guess it's just Ice Palace at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care how many dungeons I had between me and the end of the game at this point. I'd be go-moding them and hoping I have the medallion for...
Yeah.
I've been... You get burned by it occasionally, but I feel like most of the time when it's this is the case, that's just your best.
Yeah.
Plus, I've usually done enough mistakes in a race that I can convince myself to gamble pretty friggin' easily by the time we get to the end game, so... These runners have a much higher execution level than I do, though.
Right.
Just a key in the spike room.
Yeah, so the question is, are the boots going to be in the dungeon or are they going to be on Vidi?
Yeah, at least if it's, even if you get the other item quickly, it's not that bad, I guess. Which, of course, is not going to be the case. Bootsless Mire is just another incredibly boring dungeon.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So many straight lines. I could just be sprinting now.
Alright, so we've got our big key.
Yeah, and Furaime taking the relatively safe gamble that it's going to be a small key in that other chest, even though it's certainly not required to.
I'm doing the vanilla big key chest last for sure.
I might, I don't know what I would do, honestly. Like, if I find a key in the next chest, I might be thinking, it's going to be there. But, I don't know.
I think I go to Vidi before I do that chest.
I probably would as well, but I don't know. Vidi's not quick either.
What a seed, man. All right, we are going to get the information here about Turtle Rock here in a second. And it is Quake. All right, boots go mode.
Yep.
Jeez. So the two items here in Mire are vanilla big key chest and Vidi.
This is just it's not like a Plando in the sense of, oh, you got to go into swamp to get your hook shot. It's a Plando in the sense of just every dungeon has been kind of junky.
Mm-hmm.
And all the sort of items you want to get are in very inconvenient spots.
See, this is what makes me think I don't like Ambrosia. It feels like every Ambrosia seed is like this. I mean, not as linear as this, but just like, you got to do everything.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of hints, and like the Ambrosia hint like irritates me. I find it more often than not makes me go places I wouldn't intuitively go and not find the boots until I go back the second or third or even fourth time in the case of Death Mountain. But, you know, you get some other scenes where it's like, oh yeah, by the way, the boots are in Skullwoods, and you go to Skullwoods and it's in the first chest. And you're like, oh, I love it.
Yeah. All right, so if the boots are in the vanilla big key chest and zer0rush does that first, he'll make up a bunch of time.
Yeah,
well,
sure.
Not a bunch, but enough to cut the time down for sure.
Yeah, I mean, because he just won't clear to kill the boss, and he'll save that time over Furaime, exactly. And he's been very thorough in his routing, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if he did that, with the exception of Eastern, which might have influenced his later routing choices. Another really nice boss fight.
Yeah. Just the boots. It is not.
This is
oh my gosh. Oh boy.
So he can definitely, like you said, he can make up a bunch of time here. I feel like finding that big key in that chest is almost the worst item you can find, though.
Yeah. So I guess the big question right here is zer0rush going to do it? Nope. Well, I don't know where he was going there. If they get the boots at the exact same time. He's doing it.
This is going to be closer.
He's doing it. All right. We have our... Oh, no. I thought he was doing it.
Oh. Debated.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody head south and then out like that before.
He might have been caught in two minds.
Or maybe the key is going to sway him back. Nope. I mean, the race isn't over, but this is, 2 or 3 minutes that zer0rush needs to make up.
Yeah, it's challenging at this level, especially. What a wonderful location for those. I mean, that's not, like, technically a last location, but it almost feels like more of a last location than any of the other items they last located throughout this.
The real problem would be is if you didn't know that they were there.
Oh yeah, if this was a non-Ambrosia hint seed, this seed would be absolute garbage. Because you just never go into Meyer, right? Like the mist would open so many better options. Yeah.
And you're gonna do it last. It's the big key chest. You're doing that last, like both runners did.
Well, especially, like, I could see, like, maybe if you hadn't scouted Desert yet before you found the myths, and you fluted there the first time, you found out that you needed the boots, and you're looking at Meyer right there. I could see an argument where you go in right at that point. Mm-hmm. But that's not where they would have been. They would have been everywhere else first, I feel like, in a non-hint based seed.
This is one of those days where I wish Furaime would do an interview.
Just have to get them in chat. They usually show up in chat. I don't know. I've seen some sword slashes that Fraime's usually a pretty calm runner from what I've noticed, and I've noticed a few reactions that may be out of character. I don't feel like they're particularly happy with this.
Yeah.
I love it when those two enemies just close in on the door like that. It's just like, I'm saving seconds now.
So Ice Palace is our last dungeon before heading up to Turtle Rock. I can't imagine Furaime open up any chests. He might do a couple in Ice Palace, just the free chests that you walk past.
Exactly. You could argue the compass chest, which is the first chest, is pretty quick, and then sort of the 3 chests on the right side and Freezor chest are all going to be more or less in the way. But I would be tempted just to skip it all. I mean, there's also tangible benefits. Like you could, if you say check the big key chest and it ends up being a small key, and you just go, you can save a fraction of a second maybe over picking up the small key under the rock. I'm not even sure what's quicker in that scenario. They got to be really close. But yeah, I mean, I guess the worst thing would be leaving Bombos here, and I just firmly believe that when you find Fire Rod and Bombos, there's like a 95% chance that the other one is locked behind the other one in Ice Palace.
Right. Yeah.
But I think I'd just be going for it. I mean, you're definitely not full for it.
Well, like Ice Tea Room is not going to get opened.
No.
I think that's. I mean, again, there's 2 items because we know the last one will be on Cold Stare. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what he does. I mean, we know he doesn't have to open anything else, but
exactly. Just feels so foreign watching them sprint.
I know. Okay, so he's skipping the first chest. Yeah, he's thinking go mode.
Yeah, for sure. Especially you're up against zer0rush, super elite executor in the community. You got to take some chances. Even if you're as good as Furaime.
So if things hold the way they will, kind of retired, gets the week off. Max Relax and I Like Big Boots gets to go against Spoilers. Let's see some of those matchups real quick.
Can extend that retirement for 1 more week. Furaime having a little bit of an issue setting up this icebreaker. There we go, nice and bufferless.
All right, so our green pendant runner from I Like Big Boots is Ganon's Gone Wild. And for Spoilers, it is Dr. Marty 0. So I believe they'll be playing open. Again, this is if what we see holds true and Frame doesn't lose the lead here. And then Shady Force will be going up against Relkin in an Ambrosia Seed. And zer0rush versus Zelda Dazan in a choice of zer0rush's choice of a mode. So that will be that.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that'll be a match to watch for sure.
Oh yeah, all 3 of those matches are super spicy. The Relkin versus Shady Force match is something I'd be super looking forward to as well. But I believe Zero and Zelda had a race in the tournament already, Battle of the Z's. I think I remember seeing it on the schedule. I did not see what happened in that race, but was there a Cold Stare fight that happened? I didn't even see it.
Yeah, it sure did.
I mean, that's the thing, with lower resources, you might think like there could be a multi-minute mistake in GT, maybe. I mean, especially coming off like Spoiler Key Sanity mode where you were going through, super low resource seeds. But this is almost impossible for it to go wrong.
Yeah. All right. There's a desert finish for zer0rush. They'll be heading over to Ice Palace, and Frame will head up to Park.
I don't think Furaime's gonna go pick up that heart container off the pedestal that they saw earlier.
No, I don't think so.
But you can tell both the quality of these runners and the sort of quality of Mit's Go mode, being that it's what 122.30 into the seed, and they, Furaime has full cleared all of the dungeons with the exception of Turtle Rock and GTS.
Yeah. He did skip Left Side Swamp.
That is correct. You skipped the one item, and that was where a little bit of the lead extension did happen, correct?
Yeah.
But even most of the dungeons weren't really like Ambrosia friendly. Like they both skipped the big chest in Pod, but like obviously the flippers were in the big key chest in Eastern, and zer0rush didn't have the same success in routing Skullwoods that Prime had. But a lot of the dungeons, the items weren't in fun spots, even with the knowledge of the boss item.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see how friendly the Turtle Rock key layout's going to be.
Probably breathing a small sigh of relief right there, finding out that they don't need to, in fact, go look for Bob.
I'm actually excited to see zer0rush's icebreaker, because some of his icebreakers I've seen have been some of the cleanest like I've ever seen.
All right, now I'm waiting with bated breath.
I built it up. It better be good.
Oh yeah, that was super clean.
Yeah. Oh, there's Bombos.
Well, that makes it hard to be required in the seed.
Yeah. Right, so we'll have a key. We'll have at least one small key here. Hoping for a big key at least.
Bombos is like the last thing you want to find. Yeah. All you're looking for is keys at this point. Yeah. Give me the keys. You know it's going to be vanilla big key, just the way all the other dungeons have routed this scene so far.
Every dungeon has just been terrible. All right, so there's two small keys. There's still a chance for the big key to be in Chomp's room. It's been a really nice ice palace for zer0rush. Another great cold stare fight. The map. So it is vanilla big key. So we're not stealing any keys here.
Just absolute garbage. I mean, I guess like the only, and I don't really mean this, but potential upside of this is that you can't, screw yourself by having that small key in the big key chest and then in the big chest scenario that seems to pop up every so often whenever you are in an important race. Well, Furaime had a little bit of a challenge in that room, and I do mean very little, but probably not as clean as they were hoping.
So now you got to go do the big chest. You got to go outside and grab that.
Yeah, you have to do that. I mean, there's a chance that it's not required, but like, I mean, it's just, there's no backup, right? If it has a small key, you're... That would be the, like, man, I feel so far behind, I'm making the Hail Maryest of big brain plays, and they just can't feel that way.
What's zer0rush looking for?
I am not sure. I mean, I guess technically, like, Silvers would have saved them some time there, but
yeah,
I'm not sure that it saves time over just going up the normal way. He's already opened the portal, so he doesn't have to do that again.
I guess that makes sense, but
I still feel like it's faster to go up the other way, but like on the off chance that was the Silvers, I think he probably would have saved a little bit of time. Not like I have literally any clue how long anything takes in this game.
And of course, the last key is on Laser Bridge. The big key was, or the big chest was 100% required.
Yay, Laser Bridge. Probably vanilla, because of course.
It's gonna be the last chest.
just typical.
It's almost, yeah. All right.
Oh, that was sweet.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him toss it and knock the guy off.
Yeah, I
at the same
didn't know
time.
bonking into the thing like that would knock the enemy off as well. That's awesome. I wonder if, like, at some point you can convince yourself, you know what, this season's so terrible. I'm doing the last chest first because I know that's where it's gonna be.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna play a big key guess game. I'm gonna start it now because it's gonna go really fast. So
Yeah, good call, good call.
22 locations where the big key can be in the GT basement. Go get your guesses in chat and we'll give away some internet points. It's gonna be really fast. Try next fight. Let's see if we can zero cycle it. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think once that head pops out like that, you're sort
Yeah.
of committed to the one cycle.
Didn't get the turn, but
And zer0rush
there it
is
goes.
skipping the big key here. This is another blunder,
man.
unfortunately.
Yeah, just yeah. Not gonna work out well for him. Just a couple of mistakes, you know, small mistakes, but big enough to
Yeah,
cost yourself a race.
very costly time-wise mistakes.
I don't think I've ever seen zer0rush rage slash, but you got a couple there.
Yeah, I've seen both of them rage slash, and I feel like they're both fairly like level-headed, even-keeled runners.
Mm-hmm.
This game, man, it'll make you want to rage slash stuff in real life.
Yeah. All right, last chance to get your guesses in. 22 different locations, 1 through 22. We're gonna stop it here in a second. Someone will keep track, and
I got this. I got this.
Yeah, right. And then we'll give away some internet points. All right, 27 internet points will be awarded. There we go. To the right, check on Hope Room. There's a small key. There's 10 arrows. Not going Compass Room. That's interesting.
I like it. I like it.
All right, there's a second key on the torch.
Yeah, then you find all these small keys over here, and you're thinking, man, I like it a little bit less.
I know. I don't know how I feel about not going to Compass Room from here.
Yeah, I tend to make the play of not going to Compass Room when I feel like I might be a little bit behind. If I hadn't made like a Dark Magician play, but honestly, it's like a Magic 8 Ball when I go into GT. What I'm going to use as a route.
Look at all those keys.
Yeah, basically that's opened up every location in the game, so or in the dungeon, I should say.
It's gonna be Compass Room, you know that, right?
Yeah, at this point, it feels like that's the way the seed wants to be. It's one of these, like, you know, iterative seeds that it just changes the locations based on what is least convenient for the route that you've chosen through the dungeon.
Yeah. So what's that? It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, and I said I would count, and I have absolutely.
Oh, I knew that wasn't gonna happen.
In fairness, I did pick up a pencil, and I had intention, but then it's like a mechanical pencil, and there's no lead in it, so it's like not really.
I mean, we've done too many of these for us at this
Yeah,
point. I knew what was up. All right, number 9 is our winner today.
That's an interesting location. I mean, I know they're fairly equal, but I feel like just because it's not a 4-dungeon or 4-item room, it doesn't feel like it comes up there that often. And Furaime with the big brain GT play.
Hey, did you see who won that one?
Oh God, rigged.
That's my first win, man.
I mean, you save the rigs till the end. I get it. You don't want to rig it when it's important at the start of the league. You want to make sure you get those big game points when everyone's
That's
lost
right.
for the time.
Congratulations to me. I am the big winner today.
Yeah, I was gonna guess 13, but then as soon as I got around to typing it, someone else had typed 13 in the chat, and I was like, meh. Well, I'm too dumb to think of another number. Oh, just a little clip in the behind from that spike from Furaime. Couldn't quite get through there.
Oh, it looks like we had someone else guess it. Ella Shimtaro? I'm totally mispronouncing that. Congratulations. You also win some internet points.
I feel like my theory on people's names is I just lean into it, and if I'm wrong, I'm just horribly wrong.
All right, so there's crystal number 7 for zer0rush. Let's see if these guys have been playing all dungeons co-op all week. Let's see if they mirror after Ganon and jump down to do. Oh wait, we already did Aga. Yeah, that's right.
I was gonna say you're a little bit behind on that one, but that would be like a funny, friendly like agreement before the raid. Just be like, hey, if it's not an Aga seed, we're both doing Aga after GT to control everybody. I mean, maybe not a tiebreaker, but
Sure.
If this race had have been, I mean, obviously it couldn't have been because it was a one-off tiebreaker. But if this was a week 7 race, so that was meaningless. Maybe it would be a little funnier to do something like that.
I mean, come on, it's just a tiebreaker. They're still going to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you win anything for winning the league. So, I mean, other than, if Axe Team win, then we get that sweet Furaime interview. But other than that, there's very low stakes. So maybe it would be funny.
All right, so zer0rush going to get this key. I'm guessing he's going to do Compass Room.
Wow, I'm blown away with Furaime messing up the Kane strat in that second Wizroad room, only because I've also seen them bust out some one-cycle bow strats that I've never seen anyone else do.
Yeah, I had a little rough landmo too there, but worked it all out. So many keys, don't even have to waste any time in here. Gonna check to see if we can find silvers in this chest, but not today.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they are. I guess it's just gonna be the answer is behind the myth somewhere.
Yeah, probably. So, I mean, we did 0 myths checks, that's true. There's that mushroom, okay.
That would be a funny silvers location.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice patient dash by Furaime there. Oh, and unfortunately, it looks like zer0rush is just going with the full right strategy, or did he Dark Magician? I didn't see.
No, he went full right. He did Hope Room to Compass Room and is now going to Ice Armos. So he's going to almost last location in the big key. I mean, at this point, he's probably pretty. He probably realizes like I'm behind doing left side swamp for no value, having to double back to Eastern. The fumble in Turtle Rock.
No, I completely agree with this decision. He's probably looking at the chat. I mean, obviously in the past because of the delay, but he's probably looking, thinking, how are they not done? It's got to be behind Ice Armos. I totally get that mentality for sure. Because it was so linear too. It's not like I feel like I mean it would be interesting to see if one of them had picked up the other glove out of Tower of Hera earlier. I'm not sure if that would have hurt them at all because everything else was so in the way. But that was basically the only potential option for Divergence was going to Hera after finding the mirror and picking up your first glove there.
Yeah, but that seems so. I mean, it could happen, of course. In a big race, I imagine someone Galaxy Braining the.
For sure.
it's there, but not a 1v1.
Oh, it's just such a low value play. It's so slow to get back there. You got all these high density checks in the overworld. That screed is screaming Aga hook, start.
Mm-hmm. All right, so 6 slashes for phase 1, 6 slashes for phase 2, and we are done. Those phases.
Furaime just want to show off that red mail, I think, a little bit.
Take a bat to the face, no problem.
It just is like a nice feeling when you go into Ganon, when you basically know that, like, I'm not going to die here. If I fail this, it's because I fall off, and then I almost feel like I deserve it when that happens, because I've usually done something too risky with a Ganon teleport that I shouldn't have done.
Yeah. In the Dark World, so that could be anywhere.
Yeah, I'm calling purple chest.
I think that might be a Light World check. I can't remember.
I mean, it's Dark World.
It's always the opposite of what I think it is.
Catfish.
That'd be pretty funny. All right, so he's gonna set up some triples here with these spins. Only needs 12 of them. So far, so good.
I think they might have missed that last one, but
yeah, I think so too.
I think a little bit late on that one, but they're not losing a lot of time here. Oh, that was a little weird one too.
Yeah.
Going for the swag slash attempt. I love it.
I mean, he wasn't going to get the spin, so I just at least attempting the slash. All right.
Get those GGs in chat for Furaime, Team Rando, kinda Rando retired, not fully Rando retired, just kinda retired. Congratulations to them, SNT and Kyong.
Yeah, so they're gonna get that first round bye, and Furaime has finished with a time of 1:39:34. So GG's to them, and go ahead and get your GGs in chat as well for zer0rush, who I can confirm has forfeited the race. We'll see what he wants to chat about this one. Furaime may be in chat. Obviously won't do an interview.
Not high enough stakes, I get it.
I mean, that was I think that's, you and I have done a couple of these races this season. I think that might have been the closest one.
Yeah, we didn't have any good luck, I feel, on getting one of those, I could get an Al Michaels moment going up the tower or something like that. We've had some awesome races from watching the execution to both runners, but, Rando's Rando, and you don't always get close finishes at the end. Even races that are super close, sort of up till the last decision, can often end multiple minutes apart. That's no disrespect to any of the runners, and it's just the way it works, right? But this was fun to watch. Furaime, one of my favorite runners to watch, always has awesome swag strats. And zer0rush, one of those just top tier executors. Probably unhappy with a couple of the things he did today, but that things happen, and you got to move on to the next one, right? So.
Yeah, unfortunately for both these teams, they will be moving on. Furaime and his team kind of retire, taking the week off. And we'll be facing the winner of the I Like Big Boots spoilers race. And again, we mentioned some of those matchups. We got Dr. Marty versus Games Gone Wild doing an open mode. I've got Relkin and Shady Force doing Ambrosia. And then zer0rush actually gets to choose the mode against Zelda, and Zelda gets one veto out of a bunch of choices, so it should be good. Playoffs start tomorrow.
Yeah, I saw earlier there were a bunch of matches already on the schedule. I think I could have opened it and looked at it. But I mean, we have a couple great co-op matches, as we mentioned later on today. I think a bunch of them are lined up on SG2, with the one that I can remember being Pug Trio versus Clown Parade, starting, I believe, at 10 after 4 this afternoon. And I believe there's a race before that as well. And my brain.
Yeah, I think we've got a Guardians of the Galaxy versus the Forfeiters Are Us coming up next.
That's right, yeah.
Here, let's see, just about 20 minutes, 15 minutes. So I'm not seeing anything from zer0rush, so I think we're gonna call it here.
That sounds good. Always a blast, Fear Agent.
Yeah, good times. So big shout outs to our tracker today, Dark Diplomat. Again, tracking his 61st race this season. That's an insane number. We've got Frostbite on comms with me today. Always a good time. Keep it locked here on Speed Gaming 2 all day for the last day of the regular season for the league here. Don't want to miss that Pug Trio Clown Parade matchup. The doubleheader is going to be insane. Clown Parade playing for a playoff spot. I think Pug Trio's in. They're the only team in their division that's locked right now. So you want to make sure you check out those races. And then come back tomorrow, because playoffs start tomorrow. And we've already got a bunch of races scheduled. So even though today's the last day of the regular season, we ain't done. So come back. Will Furaime do that interview at the end of the season? That's a good question. I know Fun Drone Objectors, Team Cap is going to do their best to prevent that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, so that's going to do it here from us on Speed Gaming 2. Stick around. Don't change that channel. Keep it locked in, and we got more rando coming up here in about 15 minutes or so. And yeah, that'll do it. Thanks, everybody.